Touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli, I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my...
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. So you already know, before we even get started talk about anything, we're going to talk about them Lions, boy. We 10-1, busting their head in town, out of town. Don't even matter where it's at. We busting heads, man. We deserve it. Salute, you know what I'm saying, to all the coaches, the coordinators, the team, the franchise, the city in its entirety, man. We doing it, you know what I'm saying. We deserve all of it, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, it's nice, man. It's nice to be able to watch a game and knowing that, you know, we on top of things, you know what I'm saying. And I hope, you know, everybody that's injured, man, I hope that, you know, they healing so we can come back and get ready to take this Super Bowl shit, man, for real. So I already know holidays are coming up. Love it. Can't wait. You know what I'm saying? By the time you see me again, I'm gonna have buttons popping off this motherfucker. But you know, it is what it is. You know, it's all part of the journey for the holiday season. But you know, I know it can get stressful. I know Christmas is like right around the corner, and you know, I know it's a desperate time, and you know, everybody don't have money right now. You know, and you know, I just want to encourage everybody, man. Just, you know, just don't lose sight of what's really important, man. Do what you can. You know what I'm saying? I know money's tight, groceries, you know, and just everything. You know, it's I deal with the community, so I know, you know, what's going on. I mean, you know, even me, shit, I live check to check. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, just, you know, love your people, man. You know what I'm saying? And reconnect with your people, you know, and it don't take nothing but sometimes I'm sorry, a hug, I love you, I miss you, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's really what times like this is for, is to, you know, get back in tune with your heart, man, your spirit, get balanced out, you know what I'm saying? And don't get stressed out for the holidays, but enjoy everything. There's a lot of festivities all over the city, downriver and southwest and downtown, like we doing it. But without any further ado, man, I got a brother here. I've been trying to get him on, man. Good brother, talented brother, man. This is my man Sonny from Sonniville Productions, also known as the Latin King of independent film here in Detroit. This is my man Sonny. What's up with you, brother?
Eladio.
My man, you look good, boy.
Thank you, brother. Blessings.
Yes, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, ain't no doubt, man, and I'm glad that you know, everybody showed up, you know, for the support, the love, and you know, I'm happy to have you here, bro. You know, I think you got a great story, and I can't wait for everybody to hear from you.
I'm happy to be here, bro. I appreciate it, man, for real. Came down the stairs and saw my brother over there in the corner, and I was like, wow. I had
Steve
a phone.
Najee.
Yeah, my brother Steve Najee. So I had a phone call with him earlier in the day. He had some things. Yeah, he'll see if he can come by. Maybe we'll see. I come down there, he was. So that made my heart feel good. And then my partner that I partnered up with earlier in the year, Powerful China, like clockwork. You witnessed it yourself.
Yeah, you know what's dope, man? Because I was telling Powerful China about Steve and Dakota, and I was like, man, they warriors. You know what I'm saying? They solid. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in here in my home is solid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, for
Yeah, you
sure.
definitely can feel it as soon as you walk in. You know, I'm a spiritual man, all right, and so I go off of vibes and energy levels, you know, and frequencies. It's really real. It's not the weirdo stuff, you know, that people be trying to chime into and stuff. It's genuine. You know?
Yeah.
When somebody's genuine and their home is genuine, you feel it.
Absolutely,
You
you
know?
feel welcome.
Yeah, you
know
feel
what
it
I'm saying?
100%. It's definitely
It's
like
a
a
beautiful
blanket when
feeling,
you walk
bro.
through the door.
Because you know what? When you walk outside of the door, you are vulnerable
Absolutely.
to society and everything
Man.
in it. You know what I'm saying? But this is the one place where I control my environment. You know
Yeah,
what
man.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
this is how the difference between turning a house into a home.
Yeah.
It's filled with your love, your spirit, your hospitality. Because once you go out that door and you get off into the road, bro, you subject to anything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, there's beautiful things in the world, but today you deal with crazy shit. People, road rage, anger, construction, mental illness.
I promise you, this is as gospel true as it can get. I'm at your local gas station right down the road
I know.
1 hour ago. I pit stop, picked me up a little something for this wonderful podcast you know, invited me to be on. And as I walk in, the man that was at the gas pump come running in, and they stole his car right there in front of me 1 hour ago on Telegraph.
Terrible. They was waiting on his ass.
And
Predators.
and I'm like, did this
Crazy.
just happen on my way?
Right
to,
around the corner from where I live. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
this just happen? Like, did this really just happen?
Mhm.
I couldn't really speak my wow because I had to come and be here. But wow, that's
You know,
real.
that's-
So
that's a
yeah,
bad
you're
day,
subjected
man.
to anything when you come outside, man. That's every day, all day. Which is why I say I make posts on Instagram for all of you to follow me. You know, when I say don't take any wooden nickels, they don't spend very well. That's what I mean. And be grateful for when you wake up in the morning. And I mean, just be grateful that you woke up. And everything after that is coming.
Yes, sir.
You guys
Yes, sir.
be prepared for that.
I'll tell you what, man. When I went to work today, I took 75 north. Ran straight into a jam. I'm talking about traffic jam from hell. You hear me? That bitch was backed all the way up the North Line, dog. I was like, man, this shit is something else. So then I'm coming home back down river from work from the neighborhood, and now all of a sudden the other side is good. That bitch flowing good from this morning, and then I run bam into a fucking traffic jam on the way going south on 75. I said,
Today's
God
your
want
day.
me to have some time to do some reflecting or something. man.
Yeah, you needed a minute. Slow down.
I said, holy shit, man. And then out of nowhere, everybody's moving. We crawling. Everybody's crawling. And then, bam, on the left lane, it was somebody. Their whole tire was going off the rim. You know what I'm saying? Dog was laid back like he was playing dead or something. I ain't gonna lie, I drove by to see if they was in there.
Yeah.
That motherfucker played dead in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because, you just feel embarrassed, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't your fault you get a flat tire.
It
but
happens.
you like, God damn, at 5 o'clock rush hour,
Hey.
I'm broke down, not off the side of the fucking freeway, but in the middle of the bitch.
Oh no,
Everybody mad as hell.
right in the middle. So you got to go around it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you
Hell
get your
yeah.
gawkers. Like, they want to see, and it slows everything all the way down.
Hey, but dog was in the car like he.
I'm glad I got patience because I would have went by that with my phone.
Oh my
I
god.
would have recorded my man real quick. Like, check on your peeps. You know how we're Detroit.
Oh,
you know how
yeah,
Detroit, we're
hell
on
yeah.
news. You know everything. We're on. You wait for 2, 4, and 7. You might go to heaven or somewhere else. But
Yeah.
You go to Facebook and you'll find you'll find out what's going on Facebook.
Yeah,
real
for
quick.
sure.
Then you'll get check on your peeps.
Yeah,
You know, so that's real. We do look out for each other. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, we do get a stigma of Detroit, but we definitely do look out for one another as much as we can. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
for those that we can actually reach out and, you know, do for that it's accepting, those are the ones that appreciate it. We don't mind going all out for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's
But-
the users and the abusers.
You know, I was having a conversation earlier with a friend of mine, and we was talking about givers and takers. You know what I'm saying? And a lot more takers than givers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
And you know, it just sucks sometimes when you're, you know, one of the good ones with the good heart, and because it seems like you always get the short end of the stick. You know, a lot of people resent themselves for being so good and always getting fucked over. You know what I mean?
I got something for that, though.
I know you do.
I
Come
got-
on with it.
I
What
got
you got
something
for
for
it,
what
man?
he just said. So you just heard what he said, right? And what is it?
Good people with good hearts that get fucked over always, you know.
And then they usually come in when? They
What do you
get
mean?
the short end of the stick.
Always
so
get the short end.
yeah,
of the
so
stick,
they usually
yeah.
come in what, last?
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah,
you
so
know
they
what I'm
always
saying?
come in last.
Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, and then
you
they
know,
say the
for
good
real.
guy, what, always comes in last.
Last,
You know,
yeah,
they want to,
and that sucks.
isn't it?
That really it sucks.
I'm telling
to
you
feel bad about doing something good.
But watch this. This
Why
is
is that shit got to be like that?
because it's the mind. See, you got to get your mind right, and I mean that on every aspect of the get it right. When you sit down and eat your favorite meal, do you eat your favorite piece first, or do you save your best piece for last?
I ain't gonna lie. I saved that bitch for last.
Well, then I'd rather be the nice guy and always get the short end of the stick.
My dog.
Because if that's the case, then that just means you don't even realize that you just saved the best for last. Now, if you missed the supper, it's on you. I can't be there to open the door to let you in. I'm going to be eating. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel you. I got you.
So
yeah.
if the good-hearted people are the ones that are really putting their oomph and their energy in it and do things just for the sake of, it does feel like we get the short end of the stick. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it's appreciated, and we do it from the heart. You know,
You know,
people
I-
like us that's endured.
Absolutely. I tell people that my mother raised me to take care of people,
Yeah.
you know, but
yeah.
she never taught me how to take care of myself.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
I've always put everybody before me. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like that was the noble, the honorable thing. That was hospitality. That was
Yeah.
being genuine, being real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my truest essence.
Yeah, what
That's
you was
who I
born
am,
with.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. You know
Yeah,
what mean?
I had a
But
conversation about
it's
that
like
today.
the gift. You feel like it's a gift and a curse. You know what I
Well,
mean? At the
in a
same
sense, it
time.
is.
But the one thing that helped me be able to live with it and not feel bad about it anymore is, I was in the hole. I had got caught with a knife, so they put me in the hole for 2 months.
And where was this? On vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, you was on.
This
Okay,
was at Chippewa. Yup.
okay.
At Earth, they call it URF. You are fucked when you get there because you
Okay.
up north and you through. But anyways, I was in the hole and they came by with the library cart. And there's a variety of books. You got westerns, you got romantic books and all this shit. I wanted something educational, so I got a Buddhist book.
Okay.
And the Buddhist book, it was talking about how people are the number one cause of suffering through attachment. You know what I'm saying? People are always attached to their ideas, their opinions, their entitlement, their titles, their, just their ideas in general, and, connected to people, places, and things, and it's hard to let that stuff go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because of it, you suffer, you know?
Self-sabotage.
So I had to learn how to let go because giving without expectation is only the true giver's gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not even to expect a person to say thank you.
Yeah.
Because if you do that and the person doesn't say thank you, you're going to be disgruntled. You're going to be like, this motherfucker didn't say thank you. So when I give, I just give, you know what I'm saying, without any expectation.
That's right.
That's how I learned to live with myself in my heart. You know what I mean?
And you was born with that.
Absolutely.
I was telling a friend of mine. Actually, he's not a friend of mine. He's a brother of mine, right? Today, as a matter of fact, I got a lot of cool true stories today on my birthday. I've had some wonderful experiences.
Man, what? Happy birthday to my dog, Sonny, man. Big
Thank you,
50,
brother.
man.
Appreciate
Big
that.
50, man. That's a blessing, brother.
Hey, I might be 50, but I'm 25 in the mind. You
Yes,
understand what
sir.
I'm telling
He is
you?
live action. This
Okay.
brother is a
The
firecracker.
real deal.
For real.
But I was telling my brother on the phone, we was having a conversation. We were discussing nonprofit.
Okay.
And, you know, me getting my nonprofit up and running and the name of it and all that good stuff. And we are naturally wonderful people at heart. This is who we are. We were born this way. We're just creatures of nature. We tend to want to take care of others and our close ones to us. But what most fail to realize is that your imprisonment or my failures, which did not lead me to prison, just counties and little, you know, boot camp situation when I was a teenager, those things, I was forced to be an asshole. Oh, pardon me.
Good, bro.
Oh,
That's real everyday people. We come
Okay.
in most natural form, bro.
well, here's the truth to that, man. My brother agreed to me, you know, with me, you know, because at the end of the day, we were just put in positions and situations where we were forced to be assholes. We're not natural assholes. We were forced to be that way. We had to actually learn to be assholes in order to survive and to eat, you know, which leads into my dad was injured when I was a kid. He didn't go to work. We was living off mayonnaise crackers, brother.
Damn, how'd he get injured?
He was working for Mark Body. Is now known as Lionel Chains out in Chesterfield Township. So my daddy was a welder.
Okay.
And so, you know, he would do all that welding in Guatemala. My father's from Guatemala. I'm mixed Guatemala, Puerto Rican, and some Ghana, Africa, and Nigerian. It goes far back. But all them traits were there. So my dad had this thing with learning how to weld and work on cars and things. So when he finally navigated up to this country, you know, that was something that was instilled. That's there. You know, so sometimes, you know, you're forced to be an asshole. We're not assholes by nature. And even inside of our darkest moments, we still had that light there. We knew how far to and not to go.
Mm-hmm.
We even still had that, which a lot of you people don't realize that as well, that, you know, you condemn a lot of people in the moment of emotion. But if it wasn't taught or it wasn't brought to the platforms, how the heck were we supposed to react to it or respond to it? Who wants to keep eating mayonnaise crackers, man?
Yeah, no doubt. I know I don't.
You know.
You know.
And you got two brothers in the house and a mother that don't work, who's now uneducated.
Oh yeah, that's
from-
hard
from
times
Puerto
right there,
Rico.
bro. For real.
Uneducated.
Yeah.
You know, right to Southwest Detroit.
Okay.
You know.
So
Where's-
where did your family come from? That's
my
where
father
they
came from Guatemala, and he
Okay.
navigated up when he was 17 years old to California.
Okay.
Met a Puerto Rican cat in California. They was working up there in California. They was bus boys, working for the rich people. Puerto Rican guy says, "Hey man, I got family back in Detroit, man. Where they, you know, you tell me about how you work on cars." And my dad said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, Detroit's the capital of cars. It's the Motor City. I got family back there." Well, that Puerto Rican dude was my mother's brother.
Okay. Your uncle.
But that didn't happen like that. Years went by, and my father was walking to work. He didn't have transportation, and his appendix bursted right in front of my grandfather's house.
Damn.
And my grandfather was a nurse in Puerto Rico. He was also a wood maker too. He made furniture.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so he went out there and saw this guy laying there in agonizing pain, realized he was Latino, and he said, "Come on, let's go. We got to take you where you from." My dad told him where he was from. They got him in the hospital. They brought him into the house because he had no place to stay after that. He had nobody from here. Nobody was here from Guatemala yet. And he's Southwest Detroit. So through that blessing of my grandfather saving his life, which comes from a higher power, but he eventually started dating my mom.
Okay.
And that's how we came along.
That's right. Damn.
So we're first generation from Guatemala and Puerto Rico here, Southwest Detroit.
Okay, that's dope.
Natives, yeah.
Where at in the neighborhood?
First military, I wasn't alive.
Okay. All right.
I came along. I came along off Martin
Okay.
in Michigan. We're over there by Tailway,
Yes, sir.
off of Waldo. That's
Yup.
when I was born.
Yeah.
Over at Oakwood Hospital, Dearborn.
Okay. My dog. Yeah, I definitely know that part of the neighborhood, man.
But yeah, like I was saying, I was on the phone with my brother earlier today, and he agreed. You know, sometimes, ugly things come from really good people, and ugly things have to happen to really good people for other people to see how good we really are. It's just the good, bad, and the ugly, baby.
Yeah, I honestly, bro, I wouldn't change my heart for nothing in the world, bro. You
Nope.
know, I mean, and there was a point in my life where I resented my own heart. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm glad I had learned understanding about myself. You know,
You gotta find
and
yourself.
people and what you can and can't control.
Yeah,
and
man.
educating myself, building a relationship with the Creator. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And just doing that internal work, that soul searching, and
Soul search.
and that journey is beautiful, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? When you are conscious, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and you for the first time in my life, bro, I'm comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm
Nice,
saying? Like
nice.
I walk like a giant, I think like a giant, I talk like a giant, bro. Like
Yeah, that's
you
nice.
know, and I wish I could get more people to be on that level, you know what I'm saying? But it's so many people who are just stagnant, bro. You know what I'm saying? They comfortable where they at. But
I
they
believe
just-
you're doing it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the change that we discuss all the time off camera. Now we're on camera. Pardon us. This is the change. This is the dialogue we need. You have a platform. You have access to millions and millions of people. We're live on YouTube right now. We're live on Facebook right now.
Mm-hmm.
The people that chime in, I'm certain they're going to want to hear something good. They might want to
for
hear
sure.
something bad. They might want to hear something ugly. Well, on this podcast, I was told this is the good, bad, and the ugly.
That's it. That's
Well, here's
right.
the good for you. I woke up today and I was grateful. At 1:03 a.m., I was born 50 years ago. 50 years ago. My family has a longevity of 100 years on this here planet. You go back some generations, they're even going back to 108 years old. So I have longevity. So that just means I've learned for 50 years how to be where I'm at now so that I can give y'all what's to come.
50 more.
50 more.
That's right.
But you got to eat right. You got to think right. You have to believe right. And if you don't love yourself, man, ain't nobody going to love you, man. I was told I wasn't nothing. My dad told me I was worthless. I had his last name in the police department. You shame my last name. Shame. Wait, I'm tired of eating. Me and my brothers, man, split a whole can of soda, Faygo soda, can. You got an older brother? Dad ain't looking? Mom ain't looking? Go ahead and take another sip if you want to. Oh man, my own brother stole on me. We had one can. So my pop said, you got that one can, you better that's it. And, that's it. And then, and then you got a sub that he made, a lot of bread, 2 slices of meat in there. And boy, that boy was cut 3 ways, boy. If the youngest one, the baby, the black sheep, even thinks about grabbing first, like a snapping turtle, boy, you better get out of there. I was raised like that, so I learned the struggle, and so yeah, I caught trouble, real trouble. I did devious things.
And my dad, he's my stepdad. He used to mark the milk, the Kool-Aid.
My dad did
I
that
swear
stuff.
to God,
My dad did
this
that
shit's crazy. You talking about this and it's taking me back. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had a payphone in your house? A payphone.
Payphone, no, a payphone.
Now, I'm not lying
What?
to you folks. I promise. I'm not lying. This is gospel. My father got to the point. You ready for this one? Now, if my brother's watching this right now, pardon me for putting this out there, but it's got to be told. This is the good, bad, and the ugly, man. This is the good, bad, and the ugly, so we're allowed to discuss this stuff. It's true life, man. So my middle brother, he's got this thing where He's becoming a young man.
Okay.
And back in that time, there was this phone line that you could call. You press a button and you can hear certain things on the other line that would take a young boy or a man to a place of, glory. And so these phone calls overseas cost a lot of money a minute. Unbeknownst to my brother, becoming the age of so my dad gets this outlandish bill, and he wants to know how did this happen. So he's on the phone with the phone company, telling the phone company they're nuts. The whole time it's my brother getting nuts. You heard that right.
Oh,
you heard that right. So my father disconnected the phone line with Michigan Bell and put in a payphone in our house that you had to put an actual quarter in.
That's wild as hell.
And you only had
he was
only had 3 minutes to talk.
Damn, y'all was in the penitentiary.
Inside the house.
Yeah, dang, that's wild as hell.
Which is what happens with moving your children from the ghetto to the suburbs for a job and then lose it and be stuck in the suburbs poor. You know what that's like, going to public schools in the suburbs poor and looking like I look and talk like I talk where we were from? The abuse that came from the teachers, the adults in the neighborhood, was awful. Me and my brothers were some fighting dogs. You hear me? Fighting dogs. I know about Jimmy, Billy Bob, and all that. Yeah, we fought them all. They didn't like us, our kind. It was tough.
Man, listen, my stepdad, he's Cubano, and he came in the 80s when Tony Montana came over here. That's when he came over here, And, it was a lot going on in the neighborhood at the time. A lot of the Cubanos got there. A lot of the gangs from Chicago migrated, the Counts, the Cobras, and then, you had the cash flows that were, homegrown. And then you had a lot of homegrown gangs, D Kings, Young Guns, and like everybody is fighting for territory. Like everybody's establishing themselves, what I'm saying? And so there was a lot of violence, in the late 80s, that I can remember. And so my stepdad, he was a hustler, bro, and he got enough money to get us out of the neighborhood. We was over there on West Grand Boulevard between Bagley and Verner.
Okay.
And he ended up buying us a nice house in Lincoln Park, but this was in the 80s. Right. It's not the Lincoln Park that we see today. You know what I'm saying? This was back then. Mm-hmm. And, so my stepdad, he's Cubano, but he's African. He's black Cuban.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
he gets pulled over. They don't say Latin. Right.
So when we, moved in, man, like, bro, I got jumped all the time, bro. Like, we got called. I got called the N-word all the time.
Well, yeah, you're different. You're 100%. You're different. You
look different. It sucks when you get into a fight and like nobody's rooting for you, bro. Like that shit does something to your confidence as a kid. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it was to the point where I was dealing with psych issues because I hated the color of my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Because I started to resent my dad. I started to resent myself because I'm like, damn, I'm over here getting beat up and jumped and fucked up, and I ain't had no confidence, and I ain't even want to live no more. You know what I mean? I got put into a psych ward when I was 9 years old. It was called Aurora Hospital over there off of Martin Luther King, bro. I got put in there, man.
Tough times.
Oh yeah, and then my mother, I have the face of my father, and my mother had not healed from her trauma and the wounds when my father used to beat her. So a lot of times when, my mom would get mad or upset, so I became the punching bag because I got my dad's face on me. You know what I'm saying? So, that's trauma,
Absolutely.
And, just and everything else in between, that you could think of. By the time I'm 9-10 years old, I already been through a lifetime of
and you're in
shit,
survival mode.
Man, I've overcome everything that was supposed to be kill me, you know what I'm saying? Keep me locked up forever, all that shit, bro, So I could definitely relate, you know what I'm saying, to your story and the things that you've been through, bro. And really, I live to break them cycles. You know,
that's why I was saying you're doing it now. This is why I was saying to you all that are watching. This is the point of this is so that you all can see that people like us who's been through some garbage, like real serious garbage, that people unfortunately has unalived themselves, has went and unalived other people, multiple people, or just went straight down and went to a world of drugs or alcohol, ain't come back and been living that way and out in the streets, and nobody knows that those people are still beautiful souls.
But can I say this real quick? I'm sorry, but I love my mother though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, when I share parts of my story, it's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? But my mother's a beautiful person. I'll never demonize my mother, but
respect.
The shit is what it is. We all went through the shit. That's why it's important that we heal from all of our wounds, because we got a lot of trauma, whether it's experienced trauma or inherited trauma. We need to heal from this shit, lick our wounds, and and get back right. So that we don't have to pass on this vicious cycle of violence and trauma, resentment and hate, and because there's a lot of kids like that who are going through the same shit we've been through. You know what I'm saying?
And right now, today, believe it or not, worse times. There's kids walking around the city that are 12, 13, homeless. Real.
Yeah, no, that's sad, bro. That's
real.
Yeah, for real. That's terrible.
So it's like, why are you homeless? Well, my mom was on that stuff, and my auntie said I could stay here, but her boyfriend showed up and said he don't want these kids in the house, so. Are you kidding me, yo? Did you just tell me that it's fortunate? Can I call the cops right now? Can I call the cops? I need to call the cops. Can I call the cops? But by the time I even get to this phone for the cop, the kid darts off. Because he knows if he gets in the system, he might not come back. That's what they tell me.
Yeah. And
so let's work on some housing for some of the kids and for some of the people that are out here, here in the city. Let's work on getting that together so we can do some positive things, man. All right?
It's just, substance abuse is an issue, bro, in our community, drugs, bro, pills, heroin, crack, fentanyl, all that shit is really ruining lives. It's been ruining lives, but it's like more now than ever, especially that fentanyl shit. That shit has just plagued, our communities, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody I speak to that either currently still getting high on pills or was getting high on pills or harder drugs, none of them wanted to do drugs or like doing drugs. None of them. I've only heard of people saying, leave me alone, I want to get high. I've only heard of that. But the people that I actually have encountered, they say, oh man, I don't like getting high, man. I want to kick this junk, man. They tell it. But they don't got nowhere to go. They don't got nobody to circle back and check on them the next day and say, hey man, you serious about getting rid of that junk? So I got this program, man. We can go and get you juiced out, man, and get you right. But I need this podcast with you, and I need my brother that actually came in support, and we need to get buildings, multiple buildings, so that we can open up spaces for these people to come and feel safe, that has heat, electricity, water, maybe set up some stalls for showers, stand-up stalls for showers. We build sets, man. I do independent film, okay? And we build sets all day long, so fast and so quick. We could build shower stalls. We can run. No, we can get plumbing and get some shower stalls involved. We can get, so we're looking for sponsors that's interested in possibly coming over to assist with that as well. Because that stuff's important, man. We got to hit real subjects. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's talk about that ugly that we see. I see daily. We got a chance to change that from one Latino to another. I'm a Latino mix. I take pride in loving every single person I encounter. Now, if you show me you're ugly, no big deal. I'm going to show you my good. But if you take my good, I'm going to show you that bad, man. That's just because that's the way we were forced to be. I explained that to my brother earlier. We was forced to be assholes. We don't want to be. But if we have to be assholes, you really touched all of the points.
Yeah.
you done touched all the points, and that's what's happening at this point now. Will be a deserving in your department. which
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really enjoy being civilized.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling.
It's the best feeling in the
world. You got some balance. You got some structure. You got some direction. Because when I was an animal, I used to think like an animal, bro, for real. You know, when it's like, you know, you go from a residential jungle to a concrete jungle, bro. That's been my life, you know what I mean? And like I said, bro, I overcame a lot of shit that was supposed to destroy me, bro.
Right.
And it was just doing that spiritual work, bro. You know, it was just doing that internal work, healing, forgiving, loving, accepting, understanding. You know, all that type of shit that got me to where I'm at today. And I want to see more people get there. You know what I mean? It's just you got to put in work, bro, for real. You know?
Yeah, we always have a saying, "Only the strong survive," because we mean that. And I always tell I got adult children. I tell them, I'm the strongest man I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but redefining what that means, because I got that on my stomach. Only the strong survive, because my mother always told me since childhood, only the strong survive.
That's right.
You
As
know,
I have,
but my understanding, for real, that's the shit.
Yeah.
But my understanding was like always strength, you know, brute strength, power in numbers, all that type of shit. But it wasn't until I got to know myself and, you know, you know, our gifts as humans and this, that, and the other.
The true meaning behind only the strong survive.
Realizing that you can transition your whole life when you transition your mindset.
Yeah.
A book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, was an absolute game changer for me, bro.
Okay.
Because I used to feel like I never had an option. I thought that what I was what I was always going to be. You know what I'm saying? But once I started learning so much more about myself, I started feeling like I had purpose in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is priceless.
Absolutely.
You know?
Man, look where you're doing.
And you know, I always wish I had more. Because in the 5 years I've been home, I've accomplished so much. I've got more now than I ever had in my life. You know what I mean? And but I feel like if I can do this in 5 years, what can I do in 5 more years? You know what I'm saying?
In 5 months.
That's right. You know, and after 5 years, I'm conditioned for this shit.
Absolutely.
I'm all about building, networking, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, I want to be in cruise control, bro. I don't want to have to work so hard, you know what I mean? You got people right now, 60, 65, and 70 still working.
Hard.
You know what I mean?
Hard.
And
they're working
and that's
hard.
Terrible, because at some point, they should be able to enjoy.
They're working hard.
Life.
I'm on Social Security and they only give me so much, so I have to work 70.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's terrible. I don't want
at the door, knowing it gets cold at Costco's, knowing the rain come in. The people at Costco's let him be up there.
Yep.
Viejo. And he tells me, no, I have to be here. So the game's changed for the elderly now, and people are, again, there's two people, man, to me. You got the kids and the elderly, and that's just how I feel. The young ones, you guys are bulls. You can go through the concrete. I'm not concerned about you. But the old folks and the kids, they need us. End of the day, we come in as a baby, and as we progress into our old age, we come back to baby. So our parents and grandparents, they eventually need us like a baby.
Absolutely.
So
let's talk about Sonniville Productions, man.
Yeah, Sonniville Productions. I produced a movie called At What Cost. Co-produced a movie called At What Cost. And there's a gentleman in the room this evening. He's behind the scenes. I can't give away his name, or I'd have to come after you, because he's very, very, very powerful man. But he was in the movie. Yeah.
That's my dog.
He was in the movie. And,
shout out to Brian Ruiz.
See that?
Legal Aliens Podcast. Check him out.
And he definitely will have you cracking up on a lot of the stuff. It's nothing like. Just go check it out. You'll enjoy it. But he was on set with me. He blessed my set with two other wonderful Latinas that came with him, because I put a shout out. I believe the first time I spoke to you on the red carpet, when I first met you, there was a premiere. And I needed some Latinos for a movie that I was working with another production company. They needed some. That's why I'm the Latin king of independent film here in Detroit, Michigan, because when they need a Latino for their movie, they call me. And so for that, that's my brand, that's my title. I wear it, I love it. Okay? And it brings me great joy to be recognized as that, because I believe in it. Although I believe in extreme diversity, I would love to see more Latinos actually come up and get into this world called acting or get behind the scenes, because it's something that I can't stop thinking about. I live, think, breathe, create in this brain of mine fabulous films, because in 100 years they're going to look back and say, what kind of movies were they making? So the movies that they've seen me in were going to be different. They're definitely going to be a lot different than the ones that I'm creating. So I had put out a co-production, At What Cost, with Tyler Rich. He wrote that. It's a pretty good movie. You should go check it out. It's on Tubi TV. I partnered up with a gentleman out of Hollywood, California, James Garcia, comedian, and we got distribution for Torture for Two. It's on TV Network, so go download TV Network and watch Torture for Two, because I don't just act. I'm not just a method actor. I produce and I direct, and I have distribution as well. So, you know.
How did you get into the business of it?
Back in 1994, prior to my kids being born, this dude knocked on my shoulder one day, and he said he liked my voice. So I turned around and looked at him, and back in 1994, I was hot. You know, I was hot. So, what'd you just say, man?
Yes,
I
sir.
like your voice. I say, man, this ain't that kind of party. All right? So, you know, that's your thing, man? That's your thing. He said, no, excuse me. I work for Domino's Pizza, man. I'm out searching. Listen, I need a voice, someone to do a voiceover for a commercial for Domino's Pizza. And I like your voice. You have a distinct voice, man. And then he said the no. I'm not going to say that, but he said the no. And I said, oh, okay. He's like, you ever seen a script before? And he hurried up and took the script out. He had a Domino's Pizza bag. So man, I knew he was legit at this point. That was the first time I ever seen a script. So I took a break to raise my children, because at that time we was young. I had 2 kids in 96.
Okay.
Their mother was young as well. She wasn't prepared at that time to be the parent she felt she needed to be. So I was blessed with 2 beautiful children, a son and a daughter, in 96 to raise.
That's right.
Yeah, we was over in Del Rey at that time, and so it was kind of neat to know that, you know, I brought these children in, and I knew that I had to go down to the ADC office back then and get aid. I couldn't go to work. I had too small. I had a baby.
Man, our whole community grew up on aid.
Yeah,
bro.
you know, so I had to go over right off of Jefferson, West Jefferson. Okay, I'm in Del Rey.
Yeah, Del Rey.
I had to go over there and get on, and at this point, I'm full-time dad. I don't know nothing else to do right now. I got no lady. I got my mother lives in the suburbs. I'm in the hood. My grandmother's up in front helping me out the best she can at her age, making mush for the kids. And
hey, it's crazy to think that all that stuff is gone now.
it's all gone.
You go through Del Rey and like nothing's there.
The house is gone. There's a parking lot for this guy who somebody burnt the house down. Now it's a parking lot. But just to know that, you know, acting didn't come back to me until 2019.
That's the year I came home.
And so I had from 94, 95, 96, 97, all the way up until then to study the greats, like always, since I was young anyway. Just studied all the greats. My name is Stuart, my real name, named after Stuart Whitman, which is a Hollywood actor that my dad learned how to speak English and watch American movies on. So he decided to make his last son Stuart Whitman after the actor.
Okay.
That's where I got my name from. So I was born to act. I was born to be in film. It was in my father's blood at that time to learn through movies that he dissected the DNA of movie and production and the love of it. So by him doing that, him and my mother got together, and of course I came out of that deal. I'm supposed to be the black sheep of the family. He's not the most intelligent. He's got all these learning disabilities, blah, blah, blah. But he's real creative. He's really intelligent. You ever notice he can do this and he can do that better than most? They used to say that all the time, but at the same time, they would title me as stupido.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out of those type of adversities, and people just assume you're just not ever going to make it or not become, and to be struck with 2 kids and know that you want to get to this world so bad, but you just need to know when your break's coming. Boy, when that year came up, 19, for that movie that I played in with my nephew Dom, the actor Dom. Let me tell
Shout
you,
out
man.
to Dom, man.
Thank you.
Much love.
Let me tell you something, man. That was the jump start to this it. I'm here, right? Here it is, 224. Just know that in 219 to 224, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. It's just that simple. I am the Latin king of independent film here in Detroit, Michigan. I wear that with pride. I believe in giving people chances. I believe in working with the greats. I've worked with some of the best. Broad Day is coming out, true story, December 6th, out of Broad Day. Broad Day, it's coming out of Man Robinson Studios. It's going to be on TV Network, all right? And listen here. Back in 1996, man, these cats was out here wilding out. They was robbing trucks. It's all over the news and everything. And they was, some death happened. And they was robbing trucks, bank trucks and bank robberies. 96 was a big deal. So this movie come to fruition, and I get a call. And I hear, hey man, you remember Willie Bobo? I said, yeah, what's up? Thought he was about to tell me he left. And he said, I need you to play him in this movie called Broad Day. True story. And he tells me about the time that I remember that actual incident at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this is true life stuff. He said, yeah. So I need those mannerisms. I need that Willie Bobo. And I'm like, this is what the heck I've been doing this whole time. This is where my passion is.
Mm-hmm.
You see? This is my passion, to create, to become. That's why I'm a method actor. And I use a lot of those people that I get encountered with, these scripts, for my healing. That's my healing. A lot of these characters are dark. Most of the characters I play, the Latino characters, they're dark. They're heavyweights. They're bosses. They're cartel. They bring the noise.
Ain't no doubt.
Every
You
character.
get me and Brian on something, man. We gonna get real.
And so I'm known for that kind of stuff. And so I want to bring something different. I want to bring some true life stories, your story, my brother's story, if he'll allow me.
Have you ever worked with Bill Swift?
That's one of my wonderful brothers.
Diesel,
Bill Swift and his wife, absolutely wonderful, man.
Yup. Bill Swift and his wife Carrie, good people. I've ever since I met Dominic. Shout out to my man Dom. I did like 3 red carpets, bro. I did one for Diesel. I did one for Bill Swift, and what was the other one? I forgot who the other one was, but I enjoyed it. I met a lot of the actors and actresses, and it was dope doing the interviews, and just I always ask, because I know you're an actor as well. You're an actor. You're a director, and all that stuff. And if there was ever a role you could play, what would you want to play? You know what I'm saying? And who is one of the actors that, inspires you? You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a long list, man. I've watched them all. Sidney Poitier gave me a scene in the original movie that they made a TV show off of with Carol O'Connor. What was the name of that TV show? In the Heat of the Night. So I'm
old school.
So I'm watching this movie because me and my grandfather used to watch movies all the time, and I'm watching The Heat of the Night, and this man smacks this other man so hard in the face on TV screen, and I've already heard about racism. That's a no-no. So I was wondering, even then, when I saw that back then, I was like, how did he get away with smacking a Caucasian on TV, and they actually let it go in the movie? And he lived to make another movie. Because at that time, that's unheard of.
Okay.
A colored man smacking a white man, and nothing happened. Back then, he never came up in and you know, he never came up that he passed away for anything like that. No, I just kept seeing him in more movies. So I was always, what's that dude's Superman. You know, like he got away with that. Morph and keep going into all of Sean Penn. Anything, you know, we're talking about the original Bad Boys.
Yup.
With Isai Morales. I'm talking about gangster movies that I was coming up with. Real ones, Juvenile Detention.
That's when
things were real then.
He put all them pop cans in that pillowcase.
Went to town, did he not?
And beat the shit out of
went to town, did he not?
That was real.
Did he not?
Man, hell
so, you know, I was watching guys.
What was the name of that movie?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, the original Bad Boys. And
Sean
Penn and Isai Morales.
Classic.
You know, and then, you know, those guys, and then 100% James Olmos, Edward James Olmos. You know, my oldest brother Mario, which you asked me about, Miami Vice. We're talking 85, 86, 87, 88, Miami Vice. So now I got Edward James Olmos, who looks like my brother Eddie at that time.
Okay.
So now I have a relatable person I can hear. And that's where he gets the voice. This is where I get that voice from.
What do you think about that movie, Mask with Cher? You remember old boy that had that?
Yeah,
had
true story. True story. Rocky Dennis.
Rocky Dennis. Yeah.
Is Rocky Dennis? Is that what it's?
Yes, that was his name.
It's called Mask. The original.
The Mask. Yeah.
Can you make sure that's Rocky Dennis so we don't say that wrong, please? I believe it's Rocky. There was a movie called Mask with Cher.
Yeah.
In late 70s or early 80s.
What was that called? Elephantitis that he had, or what was that?
We're about to find out right now. My partner about to put it up right now so we don't say nothing wrong, because that was a story that was very touching and very real.
Yeah. The Burning Bed. Remember the movie The Burning Bed?
Another true story.
That's the shit I grew up watching.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm
another
saying?
true
As
story.
a kid, that's my mom's favorite movies and shit, you know?
Rocky Dennis? Yeah, his name was Rocky
Besides
Dennis.
the Tina Turner movie.
Another true story. We got a lot of true stories.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that made it to the mainstream that, you know, true story films, to me, I appreciate true story. I like true documentaries. I like anything true story. But I also like the, you know, comedy. I also like the romantic. I've done the violence movies. Not that I won't take on a role, you know, of my own doing, maybe on a boss setting. But as far as me putting my beautiful women in this city with guns in their hands, I'm not going to do that. You know, I just don't want to promote that, because I know right now, you know, like I said, I got 100 years from now. I watch films that have been made in the 20s and 30s today, and I'm amazed at the suits and the cuts and the haircuts and the women's dress and the dialogue.
Humphrey Bogart.
You know, and it's like Fred Astaire, the way he slid across the floor and dancing. He was on time. He was you know. So I still watch that stuff now. So what are my great grandchildren going to watch 100 years from now about me?
They're gonna be watching this right here. They gonna watch this interview, bro.
And then the movies they're going to watch thereafter are going to be of something they can watch.
Absolutely.
Not something they're
That's
afraid
your
of.
legacy, bro.
That's the way it has to be for me.
And then they're gonna pick up the torch.
With my goal.
Yeah, they're gonna
my
pick
goal.
up the craft.
Yeah, that's my goal. You know, I have plenty of children. If they want to come and get on this bandwagon, I'm a solo dolo, y'all. When it comes to this, my children have their own lives. They're adults and they work. They do their own thing. You know, they're proud of me, but they don't get into this world. My nephew's the other one that's in our world.
If there was a role that you could play, what role would you play?
I would have to say, you know, to be honest, I have to be the dude on the porch that everybody in the neighborhood has to come to.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, you have to come to that one person in the neighborhood to let you know you're loved. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what color. I don't care what's missing. I don't care. Let's talk about it. And let's get you past that dark space and get you into that bright light. Because I'm Sonny, CEO of Sonniville Productions. That's why I have a sun right there, because I believe in that sun. I believe in that bright light.
That's right. That's right.
I've had darkness my whole life. I don't need no more of that. I'm willing to give all the light that I've created from all of my darkness to all of you, so that when I leave, no time soon, my grandmother lived to 100. I turned 50 today. I got 50 more. I'm claiming it now. And
Big
plus,
50 for sure. Happy
and
birthday,
plus,
brother.
thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
And I'm working for a change in a way that's progressively positive for all those who think it ain't possible. It's positive. I'm telling you, you have to know you're worth absolutely everything. And you got to start loving yourself. Easier said than done, man. But just go look in the mirror.
So
That's all you gotta
since
do.
I've known you, my man Brian Ruiz already linked up with you, and he was in the clips of the movies. My man Chris, you
Yeah.
know, Chris been working with you. I believe
Yeah,
he's
Chris
in the
is
movie.
Chris, we call him Chris Nonstop. He
Yes.
assisted me. He came through the program through your guys' one of the programs over
Yeah,
there, through
yeah,
DHS, I believe.
DHDC.
DHCC, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, man," he was like, "I did film work, I've done camera work, man. Can I talk to you?" At first, I didn't want to mess with him at all. He was just somebody on Instagram. Then he keep coming. He's been rocking with me now almost 2 years. He's definitely my intern. He's held auditions for me. He records auditions for me. He's the ones with the cameras.
That's a good brother, man.
And you know what's so beautiful about that is that, you know, he brought some of his friends that were interested in stuff. So he helped me with a movie that I directed called Fake Love. Now that'll be out real soon. That's wrote by Black Chapo.
Where do they find that at?
It's in editing right now. It's called Fake Love. It'll be out here by we're gonna shoot for the middle part of January, the new year. We're gonna have a premiere, but we're not there just yet. So we should be in the first or maybe the latter part of the first.
What platform would they be able to find it at when it does?
We're going to
come out?
Tubi with it.
Tubi.
Yeah, we're going to go
right.
to Tubi with it, and you know, Fake Love has a really good cast in it. I was really surprised at the people that came along. White Boy Rick, a good friend of mine. He came through and did a set for me.
For real? That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, man. He did a set. So
Was Bill Swift in that one too?
I
Fake
had
Love?
Bill there for some reason. Bill caught, you know, if y'all don't know who Bill Swift is, go follow Bill Swift over on Facebook. And if you're in the independent film and you need any kind of firearms, he is a marksman, true marksman, and he has real, true, live, retractable firearms for movie sets. So there's no projectiles that can come from them, but he's an actual artist in that field. That's what he does. He's also a martial artist in like the 5th or 6th degree. So in any type of choreographing that anybody might need for fight scenes or anything, Bill Swift, who we were talking about earlier. And
good dude.
yeah,
Him and
absolutely.
His wife are solid for
and
sure.
and so he was seconds from being in Fake Love, and whatever happened where he had to go off to another project. But I would have loved to have Bill in Fake Love. Just anything that I have, I would want to call on Bill and his wife. You know, they're a team.
Yeah.
You know him now. You know,
Yeah,
you know him now.
absolutely.
Him and his wife, man, them some special folks, man. I'm gonna tell you, oh man, I definitely appreciate me some Bill Swift. And I also did a movie called 2 a.m. I shot a part of that movie in a Mexican restaurant. It's crazy, dude. Right? When I tell you, man, if I could talk the way I normally talk, I would. But I don't want to cuss like that. All right? But watch though. This dude right here, but he got it together though. And he was like, yeah, man, my brother Eladio said, you know, you're good. So you can use my restaurant for your scene. You gonna buy some food? I said, yeah, I'm gonna buy some food. Heck yeah. How much I owe you for this establishment? Just buy some food. Just buy some food. Yeah, how many people are coming? This dude's direct. He's a real deal at this point. I don't know this man at this point. He's not my brother just yet. So how many people are coming? 20, 30. You're gonna buy food. Yeah, I'm gonna buy food for sure. All right. So my brother Eladio said, you're that guy, so you're that guy. So now
I sent the guy to the other guy.
Send the guy to the other guy.
Yeah.
So now I do know that in this thing called life, it is about who you know for real. And when you get directed to people like that, the blessing that came out of that was I met a brother from filming a movie called 2 a.m. that he allowed us to use to shoot in a Mexican restaurant. It's a comedy. Now that should be out any day. I'm not 100%. They'll update me with that, but that'll definitely be coming out in 225 called 2 a.m. As a matter of fact, the name of the restaurant is called, hold on a second, I got it. Hold on, I got it. Don't, Y'all ready?
You better say it right.
It's called Pancho Villa's in Sterling Heights, Michigan, off of 15 Mile Road, I think in Ryan. Pancho Villa's. It's a Mexican restaurant. Go check it out, man. It's got a 9 pound burrito. Can we find out? 9 pound burrito? 9 pound burrito. Yo, I'm not lying to you, yo. This cat's from Southwest Detroit. So the food's the real deal. And he housed a scene for us in his restaurant. And he said, do your thing. He didn't come rush me. He didn't come act like most people that I have to pay money to rent out their space for a film. And it all tied so perfect that I believe I may have found an extremely wonderful, positive TV series. Maybe. It all depends.
Shout out to Steve Najee, man. Good brother, man. This guy came home right after I did, and he has literally never missed a day or a time where he can come give me a hand, man, for real. Shout out to that brother. His nonprofit organization, Steps to Change.
What's it called?
Steps to Change.
Steps to Change. Where can they find that at?
Yeah, holla at Steve. Steve
Where is
Najee. I don't know.
Is it on Instagram? Did they have
he's got an Instagram page. I don't think he got a Facebook page. Steps to Change.
Steps to Change. Okay.
Yes,
all right. Steps to Change.
And shout out to Dakota and Nation Outside organization. You know, those are that's my people, man. That's
is that the warrior miss I met earlier?
Yeah. She's a warrior for sure.
Okay, there she is.
You know,
she's
blessing
from the
Odawa tribe, 3 Fires. You know
what is it? What tribe?
The Odawa.
Odawa.
That's right.
And Ojibwe. Odawa and Ojibwe.
Yeah.
And are they from this region?
Yes.
Are they from this region?
Odawa is part of the 3 Fires. It's Potawatomi, Chippewa, and Odawa are the 3 Fires. And they're from, I know I was in the UP in prison. I was locked up with a lot of Native brothers, and they educated me about a lot of that. I also had some brothers from Wampo Lake, and they're in Canada on the other side. But they're from Wampo Island. That's what it is, Wampo Island.
Okay, Wampo Island. That's nice. Well, maybe we can get a movie or a TV series out of that as well.
Oh, she can take you to the Native community. You can shoot a whole movie over there, bro.
Okay, all right. Long
as still
allow us, I'm ready.
Get a powwow, get the dance.
Oh, I'm ready.
The jingle dancers.
I'm so ready. My partner, and if you don't know anything about this wonderful, incredible human being, I believe in the universe for real, and I'm a spiritual brother, and I believe they bring to us who we need for our next chapter of breaking generational curses in way of mental illness, financial, whatever it might be. She goes by the name of Powerful China. You can find her on Instagram, and she also has Bad Girls of Detroit on Instagram. Go follow her because she's such a powerhouse. You met her. She's such a powerhouse. When I say that the support, she brought together this scenario where she said, let's get a TV series and a movie all under one building and have auditions for it. So we had auditions for 2 separate situations in one room, a TV series and a movie. So the movie is a comedy that's written by a brother named Jay Skills out of Detroit. He was writing for Hollywood, California films for years. He wrote for Paramount Studios. So when they had their shutdown and their COVID, he came back home. So he decided then, I'm just going to go independent film. So he decided to come out of the woodwork with a movie called Getting Grandma Getty that Hollywood, California offered a lot of money for. And he refused.
Wow.
But he let me get it. And he's allowing me and my partner over here, Powerful China, to come together and make this next program happen. So we're moving on to a lot of big things, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm not playing when it comes to independent film here in Detroit. I'm Detroit bound, TM'd for over 19 years, and I'm independent, and I mean that in every aspect of the word independent. I'm not contracted with nobody. I do have distribution, so those contracts can be discussed. If anybody has a short film or wants to get a film made and get it to production, get in contact with me at SONNI 15448. And if you're in the TikTok world, it's SONNI 996. I've met a lot of good people on TikTok, some survivors as well.
Okay.
Yeah, straight out of 26 years, 21 years, 18 years. A lot of good brothers on TikTok that I've tapped into. You may have seen some across your page. I don't know if any have come across, or if you may have scrolled through and see some. There's some positive dudes on TikTok that are doing real good things, man, with the community in Chicago. One guy, there's another guy over in Colorado. I know they think that that's not a big deal, but there's a prison in Colorado. And there's people
that's
from
where
Colorado.
El Chapo is shit.
You know, yeah. So,
free my brother Jay Kichigo, man. My brother's over there with Chapo. You know, he he was in the feds, and him and a couple guys had stomped some child pornography guys out. They were in the feds, and they stomped them out in the bullpens, and they ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And so now they got my brother Jay, Lil Jay. Free my brother, but they got him in Colorado, right where El Chapo's at. He got him in the same prison as him, bro. You know, they were gonna give him the death penalty for killing that inmate in the federal prison, but they took the death penalty off the table, but they put him in Supermax over there with El Chapo. That's crazy.
We have a situation that just unfolded a couple of days back. Young man, well, he's not young. He's 40 years old. His birthday is December 5th. He didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately. His own nephew put him down. Came to the house, put him down in his own house. The boy's on the run. As we speak, they're looking for him senselessly, over a couple dollars. Uncle just looking out for nephew. Nephew young. Gets approached by uncle and says, when you gonna give me that cheddar? Nephew gets machismo. Uncle says, you're at my house, tone all that down before you catch one. He didn't tone it down, so he caught one. And he came back and decided to take him. So it shocked us because he's a community man. From the gas stations to the party stores, to the parks, to the baseball games, to the football games that he created with all the kids in the neighborhood, everybody, all the parents in the neighborhoods and the projects out in Mount Clemens. Shout out to the projects, Newports, and everybody that lost knew more. We're all feeling that one. We're feeling that one tough. So I always say, train your damn kids to love and not hate. I'll say it again. Train your damn kids to love and not hate. So if you don't have any love and you find your love, I say it almost daily on my programs, on my channels. Love yourself, man, because if you got anything going on inside there, look in the mirror, let it out, and know that there's something good and positive that can come out of all that darkness. I'm telling you, bro. We've experienced darkness our whole lives, man.
Absolutely. So one of the things I know we talked about in the past is how hard and difficult it is to find Latino people, Latino actors and actresses to get involved. Like, why do you think that is? Like, I remember you came to the Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation, a nonprofit out of Southwest Detroit, and you spoke to the youth to see who was interested in, you know, because sometimes you got to groom them young, you know, when it comes to acting and all that type of stuff. And, you know, just the you know, the seriousness of the structure, the importance of priority and things like that. You know, I know that you had that conversation with them, but, you know, I know that you said that it's hard to get Latino people to participate. Like, what do you think? Why do you think it's so challenging?
I'm going to say it's our culture of disbelief. That we're from Southwest Detroit, most Latinos in Detroit. So the disbelief that something like that could be real, you could be on TV, very real. I'm on TV multiple times. I ain't supposed to be here. I ain't supposed to be here. According to the way that but I'm supposed to be here, so, you know. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. But according to the the whatever they out there in the world got to say, that guy like that, he's supposed to have been gone a long time ago, you can this, that, and the third. No, I'm supposed to be right where I'm at. I was supposed to go through the mud I went through to be where I'm at, to sit here with you, my brother back there that you came in support, my beautiful sister that came in the way of let's do this, let's grow, let's become, and let's make way. This wonderful brother behind you that's doing all the behind the scenes work, this incredible engineer who's as funny as it can be and blessed me on my set and brought me 2 wonderful Latinas with him. Yeah. I got 1 Latino male and 2 Latinas that supported me, and if I call on him for another project, I am certain he would support me again. Now I only got 1 brother out of the deal. I'm good with that. Let's go. He'll be with me every time. You'll be with me every time if you'd like to attempt it. You're welcome to it, but it's tough. Our kids don't believe they can actually walk into a place, learn how to act, learn how to turn on a camera, learn how to set up lighting. They don't see that far. I want to change that for real, bro. That's
I love that you've been able to network and build with, you know, the people that you've met. You know, that's one thing I tell people. You ain't never going to lose fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I do, I come with good intentions of people I'm around. I love to network. I love to build. I love putting the pieces together.
Yeah, man.
I love to plant the seeds, water them, and watch them grow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So that's really dope. I remember when Brian was doing all the, you know, he was involved in a movie, and he was excited about it. You know what I'm saying? He really thought, you know, about, you know, pursuing it. You know what I mean?
Good.
And you know, even you know, having the, you know, part that you did at Steve's restaurant, like, you know, that's gonna be, you know, there forever.
And one of the young ladies that came to be in the movie, she's from Southwest Detroit, and that she's an actress. And the very next day, I directed her in the movie Fake Love. I was her dad in the comedy called 2 a.m. that I was blessed to use the restaurant with. Mm-hmm. I was playing her dad in that film. Okay. The very next day we got off set, and I get on to the movie I'm directing, and my partner at the time put the feeler out, and she was one that wanted to be on from the audition. They gave her a call and said, can you show up? And she showed up, and I said, well, what you doing there? I said, you was my daughter yesterday. Today I'm directing you. Ain't that something? We was both actors the day before. We was doing it. You know, we wasn't behind the camera. We was in front of it. Okay. And so the very next day, I was, you know, set up to do directing, because I do both. I act and direct. I'll do both simultaneously. But I won't take on 3 projects at once. But I'll take 2.
Yeah,
I prefer not to, but I'll take 2.
On both ends.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of
work. But I wouldn't change it for nothing, you know. Absolutely. Yeah. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I got some things up my sleeve that I'm going to keep to myself so that folks don't take, because unfortunately, people take your idea and run with it.
Yeah.
And put claims on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
And put a claim on it. But now,
yeah, it's cutthroat, bro.
You weren't thinking about that.
I learned that, bro. Since I've been home, it ain't just the streets that are cutthroat. I mean, you can be in the most professional business, corporation, anything.
Worst kind.
And they're cutthroat too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, I sometimes I feel like I have to utilize my street skills just to survive in even a legit world.
That's
you know
all I utilize.
I'm like, damn, bro.
I keep my head on the swivel in every building I walk in.
Nonprofits, bro, they be cutthroat as hell.
What?
For real, for that money, man, they'll step on you and throw all kinds of shit on you.
You hear that?
That shit's crazy, bro.
You hear that?
And I'm like, damn, we're all supposed to be in the same business of helping people. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you can't even model that. You trying to step on somebody else's organization so that you can get all the money. Like, come on, man. You gotta
That's terrible. I
couldn't
couldn't see something. I hope not. Because when I bring my organization up, I hope don't nobody pull that stuff on me. Don't do that to me, man. I love you, fool.
If you
don't
start
do that.
making some noise, you better make sure you're aware the haters are gonna be right
yeah,
behind you.
Well, yeah, I think I
when it comes to money, man, that shit bring out the worst in people sometimes. For me, I want some money. I want a whole bunch of money. I ain't gotta have all the money in the world, but I want a whole bunch of money, because I always say the more I have, the more I have to give. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's all about enhancing the quality of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, man, let me tell you, there's nothing better than making somebody feel good about themselves. Guy the other day, he at the parking lot. I get out. He's like, hey, man. He was like, you got anything, man, for real? I was like, yeah, let me get this. I'll get you. He stood out there and waited. I pulled a $5 bill out. I gave him the $5 bill. And he looked at that $5 bill. He said, man, you just made my whole day, man. I said, no, I didn't make your whole day. He was like, yes, you did, man. He was like, thank you. I said, I didn't make your whole day. Somebody else did, higher than I.
That's
and
right.
he ran off as happy as he could be. I don't know what he went and did with it. I don't care. The fact is, I was able to do it, and I felt good about it. This is the first time I spoke of it. So I didn't do it for recognition on that day or go tell nobody on that day, because your good deeds should be from the heart, and they should just be done unseen. You're good to go. In my book.
Brother.
In my book.
Let the people know where they can find you, man.
SONNI 15448 on Instagram, SONNI 996 on TikTok, SONNI VILLEOVANDO over on the book. And if you want to put a project together, get in contact with me and we'll talk about the details.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, your experience. The conversation was dope, bro. You're a brilliant brother.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? And I can't wait to see what the future looks like for you and all your projects, bro.
For us.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yup. For us.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is us. And that was the whole point that I was making, us. I love diversity. I love different cultures coming together and doing something positive and good. I think I got a Yemen brother in the club now. A Yemen brother.
Right. Yeah.
You know what that's like, to have a Wapu Island sister, a Mexicano, an incredible, beautiful negra, ella ya, africana, a Puerto Rican mix. Man, that is a beautiful thing, man. That all right here in this one room.
You got a fat ass Mexican in here too.
Look at that. Where do you find that man on his podcast at? Alien what?
Legal Aliens Podcast.
Legal
man.
Aliens Podcast. Go check that out.
That's
It'll have
dog.
you into some. Hey man, this dude has some stories.
But listen, much love to you guys. Like I said, man, Thanksgiving's coming up. You never know what you got till you ain't got it no more. Be grateful for everything that you have. Be kind. Be patient with yourself, with others. You know what I'm saying? The world's full of problems. Don't be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody, and I'll see